Pacers leading by 4, and so in the game for the Pacers. The perimeter pairing with Nembhard and Mathurin. Siakam is out there with Jackson, and it's Halliburton in at the 1 spot. Timeout called the Pacers, fresh from a win against Portland.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get.
Yeah, they had a good game plan, and they didn't let the crowd affect them.
You know, Stan, it sometimes seems that coaches get themselves ejected on purpose to fire up their team. Am I on the right track there or not?
Well, Kevin, certainly it happens with some guys. There have certainly been guys, Jerry Sloan, Don Nelson, who would do some of that.
How about you? How about you?
Now, Kevin, you know me. All I've always ever tried to do was help the referee. Because we all just want to get to the right call, and I could help them in that.
You did all the time.
As much as I could, but they were not receptive.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, MP in the last time out against the Thunder put on a show. He scored 32 points and his passing was phenomenal with a ton of assists. He ended up with a stat line he's no doubt proud of, and I'm sure he wants to replicate it again. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And, Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
And that's a special play coming from the 1 spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Knocked away and stolen by MP. Pass to Holiday. Back to MP. Looks for Holiday. Gets it to him. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Holiday's fiery. Tough to keep up with.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And they are also just outworking the opposition in transition. When the break is on, they've continued to find ways to score.
Now, here's Brown. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. On the wing, MP. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Here's York. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Back to McConnell. Pass to Toppin. 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. No good off the back of the rim.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
McConnell against MP. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Good, and the assist goes to MP. MP's got his 5th assist in this one. And there's the pass to Halliburton. And here's McConnell, covered by MP. McConnell with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland. York, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And nice to see the strong inside game they're playing this quarter.
The Pacers have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Brown with the bounce pass. MP finds a gap. Good on the shot.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down.
We've seen him miss a couple from the line so far, going 2 for 4.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as he's like. Caught the D there by surprise. Love when Wiseman goes for the big air.
And he lobs it up toward the rim, and Kessler throws it down.
Well, it doesn't take much for Kessler to catch that lob and slam it home.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
There's Winslow, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
This is his first free throw of the game.
74%, so-so. Probably wouldn't mind seeing it a little bit higher.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. From deep three-point territory. No good on the last second attempt there. And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game so far. Pacers lead by 3. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday out there with MP. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. That's the Boston 5.
A big man who can score, rebound, and pass. This is why Siakam has become a huge piece of this team.
Derek White's checked in for the Celtics. Now here's White. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Greg, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player. Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Now here's Tatum. And the rejection by Jackson. Here's Nembhard. Second chance effort, and the layup by Jackson. Jackson's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
MP kicks to Tatum. Outside, White. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Nembhard. White covering. Nembhard, the pass to Halliburton. And the foul called on Porzingis. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th. Getting into the danger area now. He's going to have to be a little more cautious down the stretch.
Now, here is Halliburton. 24 points for him. And Siakam has it in the corner. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Now, here's MP. Nembhard covering. Out to White. That one doesn't go. Excellent defense there from Halliburton.
Not a great start to the second half. Just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
I'm just so impressed with Siakam's offensive improvement over the years. I mean, he's mastering the ability to play in attack mode.
Siakam hits them both. And as a coach, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. I mean, you travel on great charters. People take care of your bags. We stay in great hotels. But my favorite part of being on the road was when we were on our way home. Easier to win at home, family at home. That was the favorite part.
How about the bonding experience that a lot of coaches talk about when you're out there kind of alone against the forces, just you and your team?
Well, I definitely think players bond on trips like that because they're not going in different directions. They team to spend time together. I don't think any of them ever wanted to spend time with me.
And once Halliburton hits his stride, there's just very little you can do defensively, proving how dominant he can be.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that really infects his entire team.
And a quick look at some of the numbers for Jaylen Brown. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. They trail by 9 points. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Tatum, no good.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Mathurin against Brown, and it's Mathurin missing.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Yeah, that's the kind of aggressive defense you always want to see on the interior.
Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. Do you think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all?
Here's Nembhard. Nothing on the board. The shot's good from Halliburton.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
MP with it. Guarded now by Jackson. MP passes to Porzingis. Good. And it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Halliburton outside. Driving the lane. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Porzingis.
And there's a toughness to Halliburton's game. Tyrese has 0 issues taking the ball.
And he's good on the second. Celtics trail by 9. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the fourth, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin, it sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. DA, we thank you for that. Shots good by Siakam. Siakam's got 7 points here in this quarter.
An extra element to Siakam's game. He can really handle the ball and even initiate offense.
And MP throws it down hard.
Oh, wow. That was a dunk contest level jam right there.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Halliburton against MP. And the dunk by Jackson.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now, here's Brown. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Shoots. Rebounded by Jackson.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Siakam misses.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Brown kicks to MP. Duncan, the pass to Brown. Pass to MP. Just 5 on the clock. Off target from the wing.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the look they want. It's tough working the mid-range area.
Passes it to Siakam. Stolen by Tatum. MP outside. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Indiana. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Siakam against Duncan. Pass to Halliburton. Now Nembhard. They get a hand on it. And here we go. MP heading to the hoop. And MP throws it down.
What a sequence for the young MP. Showing great anticipation and then turning it into transition points.
Timeout called. The Pacers.
Timeout. Celtics entertainment, everyone. Come on, make some noise.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Duncan. And it's Drew Holiday in for Brown. Indiana also making some changes. Wiseman's checked in for Siakam. Toppin comes in for Benedict Mathurin. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Andrew Nembhard. Now, here's Halliburton. He's got 29 points. Here's McConnell. Pulls up on the elbow. Here's Jackson. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. MP, and the dunk by MP.
And you look at this scoring outburst by MP. What's incredible is he still has room to grow.
Halliburton passes to Jackson. Here's McConnell. Jackson controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Pacers lead by 7.
Well, you talk about a full 180. His play here in the second half has really come on. You can see his confidence building.
Inside, MP gets it.
You really got to tip your cap to him in terms of how he's played today, even if they end up losing this game.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Second personal foul.
And we're seeing some big paydays for NBA head coaches these days, Stan.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Do you miss it?
Do I miss the paychecks?
Yeah.
Payday was always really good in the NBA. No question about that.
What about now, though? What about now?
Oh, wow.
What a great move inside.
That is incredible. Punching it in on the drive. MP doesn't mess around when he's got a lane to the rim.
McConnell scanning the floor. Toppin kicks to Halliburton. There's the pass to McConnell. And the foul called on MP. That'll be foul number 5 on him. And due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. And been an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Well, you got to love their aggressiveness on the offensive glass. They have just refused to give up on any of the plays.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is in transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
And James Wiseman picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
MP outside. Walsh can't get it to go. Indiana leading by 6. Ball's knocked loose. There's the lob to the hoop. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. McConnell passes to York. It's rebounded by Walsh. Boston's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for MP. How about 37 points per, 13 assists, and almost 3.5 steals. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Well, this staff loves coaching him, and his teammates love playing with him. He's just an unselfish guy who makes everyone around him better.
Boston making a switch here. Hauser's checked in, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Pass to Toppin. From downtown.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus.
Right there, that is highlight reel stuff from MP.
This young kid's got some ups. MP throwing it down.
And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for Indiana. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And let's run down for you the top 3-point shooting point guards in the league this season. In the third spot, Tyrese Halliburton.
You know, if there are no other options available, any of these guys can just step back and knock down a triple. Great backup plan for any point guard to have.
And when your one can hit threes himself, makes the offense so tough to stop.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Boston. The three from MP. Wiseman with the rebound.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And McConnell gets it to go. Celtics trail by 3. The drive by MP. Winslow kicks to MP. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
Well, and after making just one triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
Well, the Celtics shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. MP against McConnell. MP passes to Winslow. Back to MP. And MP throws it down hard.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. And finished off by Wiseman.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's MP. That shot off and stolen by MP. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside, Porzingis. Good, and the assist goes to MP. Porzingis has got 5 now.
A big man with big-time range. Porzingis is a legit threat from three-point land. Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
MP left side. That one, no good. Tyrese Halliburton has been on display for the Indiana Pacers. And his big game just keeps getting bigger.
100.
Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Look, you can score, but we're getting seduced into a shot trade with these guys. We don't want to do that, all right?
And, you know, both teams are clicking right now, Greg, but Coach Carlisle, you heard right there, knows that defense will be crucial if they want to win this game.
Spot on, Kevin. If they can get a few stops, I think they're going to be in really good shape.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And a look at the five for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Halliburton in the backcourt. Nembhard to his side. Benedict Mathurin is out there with Obi Toppin. And it's Wiseman in at the 5 down low. From 10 feet out, and that one goes long. Pacers leading by 7. Wiseman kicks to Halliburton. Back to Wiseman. Over Porzingis. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
Yeah, it's not easy to keep a shot out of Porzingis' reach. He has such long arms.
Whitey's checked in for Drew Holiday. And the Pacers also making a change. Siakam's checked in. Shot clock at 3. And it's Halliburton penetrating. Porzingis with the block. That's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Halliburton against MP. Lets it fly from 18. On the wing, MP. He hits it again.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Nembhard, the pass to Wiseman. Here's Halliburton. Porzingis with the block.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis, this helps him get a lot of blocks like that one. And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Here's White, and it's blocked. Left side, Tatum. MP outside. 5 on the clock. Back to Tatum. And they recover it. White finds Brown. Offensive rebound. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, look, if you're trying to slow down White, his activity level.
And it's tied up with. And Coach Derek White spent his first 4.5 seasons with the Spurs and Coach Greg Popovich, who did a lot to boost his confidence.
Yeah, Kevin, White was a late first-round pick. He's a humble guy, very hardworking. I don't even think he realized he could be this good.
Here's Halliburton. Up again. It's good on the putback. And the Pacers lead by 2.
You just can't teach size and length, and Wiseman beats everyone to the ball for that second chance opportunity.
Out to White to take the lead. Good, and the assist goes to MP. MP's got assist number 11 for him here tonight. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. MP really making a difference here.
Well, look, he's picking apart their defense. They need this timeout to figure out how to slow him down.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He said in the huddle, you got to play some defense in the paint. They're getting too much in there. Battle down low. Time to fight, guys.
Thanks, David. Halliburton inside the three-point line. It's hauled in by MP. MP's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Driving to the basket. Dishes it to White. Passes it to Porzingis. Over Halliburton. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis. And it's a 3-point Celtic lead.
Well, there's a little old school from Porzingis, using that mid-range.
Here's Mathurin, and he slams it one-handed.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And the dunk by MP.
You love how Tatum gets others involved. He He doesn't want to do it all by himself out there.
Halliburton, and finished off by Halliburton.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that. Put so much pressure on the defense.
Yeah, easy call.
Personal foul.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Boston.
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
And they're also finding a good deal of their points off turnovers tonight. Seems like every time they come up with an extra possession, they find a way to convert.
Well, he might have been a little passive in the first half, but that's changed. I like this more aggressive approach.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Tatum deciding where to go with it. MP finds Tatum. And here is Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. MP against Halliburton. 6 on the shot clock. Boston, no good that time either.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
To the middle, it's deflected. And finished off by Wiseman.
By Wiseman, roughing up the D with that emphatic finish.
MP against Halliburton. Now, here's MP. T right on him. To the inside. There's Porzingis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Wiseman.
That's on James Wiseman.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, a solid shooter from the line.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
And finished off by Halliburton.
What a slam by Halliburton. Using that agility to make a statement.
MP against Halliburton. MP kicks to Brown. And Brown throws it down hard.
Terrific finish there for Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
Pacers trail by 3. Siakam deciding where to go with it. On the wing, Mathurin. Feeds it to Wiseman. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Porzingis, and so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. Duncan, he's checked in for Boston.
James Wiseman. 2 shots.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And so MV will bring it up for Boston. They lead by 1. Duncan finds MV. Back to Duncan. Pass to Brown. Outside Tatum. He feeds it to MV. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Siakam.
Well, when you watch MP, you can see the burst he has on the floor. Very explosive young player.
And as many times as we We've seen him at the free throw line tonight. I think by now we know what's going to happen.
Jackson, he's checked in for Wiseman. Nembhard, the pass to Halliburton. It's good. This game is all even. Halliburton's got 42 in the game.
He's not short on moves. Halliburton's got a lot of ways to attack off the dribble.
Now here's Tatum. Brown right side. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Isaiah Jackson.
There are so many different roles Jaylen Brown can take on for his.
And Brown drops them both. The Pacers have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. And the pass to Mathurin. Outside for Halliburton. Hit the line by Indiana. And another shot. Siakam's shot is off.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
And what a player Jaylen Brown has become. My goodness.
Pacers trail by 4. Bounce pass, Halliburton. Duncan against Jackson. Back to Halliburton. Shot clock at 5. Over MP. A nice shot by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 40.
Well, if they can come back and take the lead, this will be because he's carrying it. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
The drop. And it's a great finish!
Oh, my.
Well, MP sensed his opportunity and did not hold back on the drive.
Halliburton passes to Siakam. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And the Celtics making a change here. Kessler's checked in. MP dishes to White. And a wide open look for MP. Trains the three-pointer. MP's got 60.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Timeout called the Pacers.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
And now, let's present our New Balance player of the game, MP.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And with the playoffs on the horizon, he'll be looking to stay in peak form as long as he can. Good work there as it goes.
Really another fantastic offensive rebound and putback. This is the second game in a row where he has just been ball dominant.
Well, yeah, you can see how much energy he's playing with. He's on a roll, and he's not about to let it in.
Brown outside. Here's Tatum, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Tatum's got the lead up to 7 now for the Celtics. And here's Halliburton. Right side, Mathurin. Launches a three. And Halliburton with the basket on the assist from Mathurin. Halliburton's got 47 points. MP with it. Now guarded by Siakam. Here's Tatum. And the dunk by Tatum.
What a move by Tatum. Finishing strong at the rim.
Pacers trail by 6. And the foul called on MP. So no problem for Indiana as the They get the win, and they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
That probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime, and this win has to